Sure. Uh, Welcome to all of our watchers, our viewers, our listeners on our podcast here. We are live at the Barclays Center. These are not the most fresh lineups, but these are pretty fresh jerseys, that's for sure, Rutledge.
I I am part of me that, and we're gonna break down the Nets tonight, as I am horrible on defense. Um, Part of me as we go through our broadcast tonight is I love everything about Brooklyn swag. The black and white. I think one year during the playoffs, they had just this amazing look where they blacked out the audience and it looked like Instagram. The court is cool, so I like how it's like a new NBA. What do you think of Brooklyn's look?
Uh, you know, it's always good to have a good look when you are making buckets here, and that's what the Nets are doing. They have some good star power, but no, I mean black's always a pretty solid choice on the jersey. Black and white, classic, uh, and being able to have a little more swag than the Knicks is always a positive piece.
There you
So,
go. Especially when you don't have to deal with that Jersey traffic anymore.
dude, no jersey traffic, and
No
the
Jersey
the old
traffic.
Nets the old Nets swag was very '90s, and in the '90s that was good, but not in 2020.
Nope, not in 2020. But as we come into 2021, we want to kind of break down last week, and let's start with our picks. So, uh, Connor, we had an interesting week for picks last week. We both took the Lakers to uh, beat the Nets last Thursday, and we were wrong. The Nets won all the way around is definitely showing that without AD, the Lakers are in a lot more trouble as they lost four of their last five starting on Sunday. We also,
Including three in a row, yeah. No,
yeah,
that's no AD. I thought that the Lakers were going to be a little better, especially remember the Nets don't have Kevin Durant right now.
no,
So uh, definitely had some issues there for sure.
definitely had that. Another one of our picks that we had was we had Jazz and the Clippers. We both took the Jazz. That did not work out. The Clippers won. And then we had our poll picks, including for Daytona Road Course. I actually got correct on the poll winner. You picked Martin Truex Jr., but I picked Chase Elliott. Um, so Chase Elliott did not win though. Josh Wakely is still dominating our fantasy NASCAR league, and I am for some reason something's wrong with all these competitions we're doing, Connor. I'm not doing well. How are you doing in fantasy NASCAR?
Well, we do have a few folks who have yet to set a lineup, so in that way, I am not dead last. But um, to the folks who have indeed set a lineup, I am dead last in that pool. So need to get on it here. Last week I took the piece of, hey, it's an early season or early in the season, but it's a long season. So let's maybe try to pick a couple sleepers, save some folks for later in the year. Just remember to all those who do play fantasy NASCAR with us that we have. You can only pick a driver 10 times throughout the course of the season, and I am finally on the board. So dead last in fantasy NASCAR, but I'm feeling pretty good as we're going to continue. And I know we're going to get here in a minute, but as we continue to talk about Champions League, I am feeling pretty good about that.
Yeah, we had last week our pick. I took Sylvia versus Dortmund. You took Dortmund. You were right. We had our must, bust, and trust. So my must, I had Bayern Munich. My bust is, and they won. My bust was PSG, and they dominated Barcelona. And then my trust was Juventus, but they won in a 2-1 game. Connor, who did you take?
Yeah, so my trust was Atletico Madrid, who played today, had a 1-0 shock loss to Chelsea. Thomas Tuchel's really got Chelsea, playing really, really solid soccer right now. And, I think it's just very surprising. Very surprising. Chelsea with their wealth of offensive talent, definitely nothing to shake a stick at. But Atletico was the team that really had it going on. In terms of bust, Liverpool. I'll still hold on to the bust. Rutledge. I don't take the round of 16 games as necessarily how to judge a bust. In that as it's really going to be once you hit to this next round. When you get to the round of 8, when you get to the quarterfinals, you're going to have some teams with a chance for upsets. PSG, Barcelona's just not that good. Yeah, they have Messi, but they really are struggling for sure. Man City plays tomorrow, I believe. Man City has won 17 games in a row in all competitions.
That's
Rutledge, you want to know a
impressive.
funny thing? Want to know a funny thing about Man City?
Tell me.
So Pep Guardiola is such just a tortured genius that in December when they started this, not just undefeated streak, but not even draw streak, he was saying, you know what, my teams aren't winning by enough, so we're going to go to the drawing board and change up some of our tactics just to make sure and help us win by even larger margins. So Man City's really got it going on. They're getting close to wrapping up the Premier League. I still have a ton of confidence in
Oh,
them as my must make a very deep run, if not have the Champions League trophy come all the way to Manchester.
that was a really solid take with a really good SWAT in there. I'm sorry I just interrupted you, but that was some good defense there, Connor. As we tick
Yeah,
down
no,
here in
I
the first
think
quarter.
yeah, I think one of the things as you do follow Champions League, right? It's there's a second leg to be had, and will
Hmm.
there be an upset? Probably per round, sure, but really when you get to the quarterfinals, you know that's when you're going to have some really, really, really interesting matchups, right? I mean, Munich versus Lazio, sure. All right, let's see how that plays out. But
Yeah.
I want to see Munich get a quarterfinal draw against Real Madrid, and see how that goes, right? And then really what you're going to probably end up having in the semifinals of the Champions League is, three really solid teams. Probably your Man City, Juventus and Atletico. But then maybe you have a Mönchengladbach sneak in there. Maybe you have a couple, one team. So the quarterfinal round of the Champions League, I think, is where you're going to see a lot more of these busts, a PSG flame out, if you will. I think PSG is going to take care of business against Barcelona. Absolutely.
We will definitely see how it goes down. Of course, the next round of Champions League is not for what's not till March, right? We got a little bit of time.
Yeah, there's a few games tomorrow,
Yep.
but yeah, we're
Leg two starts
taking a little
March
Champions
9th.
League break.